Folks, welcome to FiddleHed Fiddle Lessons. Good to have you. We're going to continue the Irish Fiddle Variation course. This is a lesson on trills. What's a trill? It's the rapid alternation between two notes using a long bow. Alright, and do it on any two fingers. Alright, and it's one cool thing about trills, you can play hundreds of notes in a bow. Now, trills usually aren't used in Irish fiddling, but I've discovered that they are a great first step for learning the left hand ornamentation, things like grace notes, cuts, mordents, and rolls. Alright, so and in addition to that, in a bigger sense, they're just going to get you to have a faster left hand. So now that you kind of got the idea what a trill is, let's learn how to do it. So the first step is to really develop a light touch with the left hand and to lift the fingers very, very little. I call this practice little lift, and basically you can practice it without even bowing. Just practice seeing how little you can lift. Open to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and then add the bow. So like 1, open to 1. You can do it any kind of bows, separate bows, doesn't matter. We're focusing on the left hand, whatever's easier for the bow at this point. You just again want to have as light a touch as possible, so it's like you're barely pressing, it's just gentle press, and then you also barely lift. So what I want you to do right now, unless you are absolutely sure that you have this form and that you have a super relaxed left hand, I want you to just pause the video and really sincerely practice little lift, maybe open to 1, 1 to 2, and 2 to 3 on D string or some other string. Cool, thanks for doing that. I really think that will pave the way for you to get this, and just in general having a very relaxed left hand will help you learn all the kind of intricate left hand variations for Irish music, Irish fiddling. So now that you've done that, we can move towards doing an actual trill, and what I'll have you do is go open to 1 on D with we're going to do that 8 times in a bow. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up bow, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and that's gonna, and you'll basically do that. Start with slurring 8. If that's no problem for you, do it on the other fingers. Make sure that's no problem. Then you could up the ante to doing 16. So that you would count 8, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on. And getting faster each time. You could even get up to 30 seconds. So anyhow, and then basically you just speed that up. Alright? And then at a certain point your hand might get tired. Shake it out, relax it, do some finger yoga. Maybe I'll invent finger yoga for you. It's probably already exists somehow. I know people have those things where they get their fingers strong. I'm not sure that helps with violin or not. But we really want to, I don't know what kind of exercises we could do to really relax the left hand. I'll look into it for you. Alright, but I think with little lift you're on the right track. Anyway, so what you could do is alternate between doing the actual trill, doing it as fast as you can, whatever that is. Say that's as fast as you can go. And then slowing it down some. With the beat maybe. Then go back to as fast as you can, and back to 8 notes. Alright, so in that way we're alternating between something kind of basic and something more complex. And if you've been following other lessons in this course, that's the core thing I want you to get from it, that I have to say in every lesson, is that in order to really learn variation, you kind of alternate it with something basic. Basic variation, basic variation. And that's going to give you a sense of how to add it on your own. When you encounter a tune that I haven't taught, you'll have a better idea. Oh, maybe that'll work. You'll start to hear and feel in your fingers what's going to work. So that central practice is what I'm going to beat over your head throughout this course. Hopefully it won't hurt your head too much, or just enough to, and sometimes it's nice to feel those neurons like expanding, right? So anyhow, so that is the basic idea. A few notes. Doesn't have to be super precise. It's more of an effect. So kind of just make it real smooth, slightly sloppy. Here's 1 to 2. Try to see what images come to mind. For me, it's birds. And which leads to another thought on the trill, which is it's such a nice sound. And before rushing off to try and doing it in a tune or a scale or something, just pick one way to do it and then start to really enjoy the sound. And that's we can just pull way back to all the music you're doing to somehow get to a point of enjoying a sound, even if it's just playing your beginner and you're playing a fiddle tune. Just play one little part really well, and that's another great thing to kind of keep in mind. So I just want to keep reminding you of that. There's no reason to think, oh, I'll enjoy music in a year when I'm better. No, you enjoy it right now. That's the important thing. Okay, so back to our birds. So nice. Anyway, get my head out of the clouds and make a few more suggestions for you. We're gonna go, so you can practice it open to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. A little bit harder, right? The 4th tends to be weaker, but because this is kind of just an effect the way we're using it, don't sweat it too much. Just let it be a flicker. It doesn't even have to depress the string all the way down, all right? And then you could do other things like open to 2, 1 to 3. These are wider intervals. And then open to 3. Open to 4. It's very hard, all right? Is there anything else? Yeah, so that's pretty much it with the trill. And again, it will make your left hand, in order to do it, in order to really hang with it, you're really going to have a light touch, and it'll help you to play faster. So even if you stumbled on this lesson and you're not really that into Irish fiddling, that's fine. The trill will be a huge boon to you in your technique if you just start practicing it. Okay, and then if you are interested in the Irish fiddle music, then it will help you with getting grace notes kind of fast. And then another similar one is cuts, which is like a long note with a grace note. Mordants, 2 quick notes added to a main note. And rolls. All right, it's just a very nice preparation for that. Trills themselves aren't really used too much in Irish fiddling. The real traditional fiddlers and purists are probably frowning at me and throwing things at their computer screen. But a note on that, I love that there's people who are super traditional and holding up this pure form of the music, like in bluegrass and Irish fiddling. It's not my way, but I really appreciate it because I like being able to hear that, and I'm glad it's almost like it's an archive of something. But now to round back to what I was going to say about trills is that you can use them anyway in tunes. So what if they're not traditionally used? If it sounds good and it doesn't mess up the other people you're playing with, then maybe it'll add something really nice to the music. Here's Kesjig B part. So I'm just gonna replace part on the E string with a trill. So to me it sounds nice, you know? In this situation it sounds nice. It's kind of like this great release of joy, you know, to hear the trill. It's like the birds in the morning, provided you want to get out of bed, which I hope you do. It's like, ah. So anyhow, so you could use them in music. They are used in classical quite a bit, but you know, experiment in tunes. Ultimately do what sounds good and that doesn't mess up the melody in a tune. And then just keep going back to a more basic thing, and that's the theme of the course. You know, like even if you've got some really advanced cool variations down, strip them away every day, every time you play. Strip them away to something very basic, and it'll help you see what's working. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you so much, because I am learning as much from making these videos about playing as you are, believe it or not. So I'll see you next time. Go to FiddleHed.com for a progressive, step-by-step course outline, color-coded tabs, play-along tracks, sheet music, and much more. Thanks for watching the video. Excellent! And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.